And welcome back to Rig Gaming, getting back into our White Sox franchise episode. As we're gonna do a little bit of minor league player lock. We're going to, get to see some of these building blocks of our franchise. And, going into this, I'm excited. We get to use some minor league guys. We get to see what we. As we look in the top 50 list in the MLB, there's a lot of guys here who have ultimately debuts in real life, have made impacts. Ellie De La Cruz, Corbin Carroll, Yuri Alvarez down here. Shout out to Tamar Johnson, did very well in the short time that I put up the Pirate franchise. But we are, we only have one top 50 prospect, and that is Colson Montgomery. We're going to get into some player lock games with him, see how we think of his swing, see if he can find the gap a little bit so we can see how that 58 speed operates. But we have not had a game so far right now with him, but I do think we need to do our minor league lineups. And I'm also going to pick up an outfield or an infield bat out of free agent gameplay here. So we need an infield spot. I see and can fill that bench spot for us, be a nice veteran. So I'm gonna bring in Jose Iglesias to be that backup, be that platoon guy off the bench. And, I can pay him handsomely because I don't really have many things on the books as he's being. Because I don't think he'll be around for multiple years. But I'll. At about $4 million, and he accepted it. So, I was debating on picking up Will Myers, but I felt like we already had enough good power in our lineup already. So, as we go through the AAA lineup, and now we go to our AA lineup, in which we care about more. In this year's draft, out of Mississippi, lot right next to Colson Montgomery. So I'm going to have them at 1-2, basically most of the season being our top 2 hitting prospects. And we'll see as we go make a couple trades, bring a couple guys in. We're also going to have Edgar Cuero get a lot of at-bats because we want him to progress well also. So let me just put anyone else in this because this lineup doesn't. Oh, I need to put a pitcher. Sean Burke works. We have 2 Wilfred Veras in this somehow, so don't really know how. Then move him over to third base, and then I'll bring him up off against lefties and righties. Jose Rodriguez is someone who's a few years out, as we see, but he can put the ball in play. So, I can give him. Put Edgar Cuero in. And now we shall get into some minor league player lock games. As the AA season, I don't have a Pitcher, there's Noah Schultz, one of our top 10 prospects in real life for the White Sox. So we're going to get a game with him pitching, and we're going to be player locking with Colson. And let's get into this. Colson, Montgomery. In the first game of the Double-A season, we have Noah Schultz going against Jordan Wicks, one of the Cubs' top prospects. So we should have a matchup here. A lot of things to look for in this first game here. Having the prospects be back-to-back. As he goes through this season, he is a plus fielder, which is good, but fielding only has so much value as well. For him to be able to get on base well, we'd like for him to, as I have his training set to power for now. And now we have Matt Shaw, the Cubs' first-round pick out of Maryland this year. Guys who were drafted this year, guys who are early stages in their development. And as we look to roll two here, the throwback to first is in time. That's a double play. And Matt Shaw. He got a 1-0 lead here in the third inning. The pickoff to first, not in time. But Colson Montgomery, he is a lot better at fielding than before. And that kind of makes it hard to see him actually being a 65 overall now and progressing up to a 70 this year. Because if you're a 70, normally you can put the ball in, play well, maybe bat 240, 250. But I don't know if he'll be able to do that. So I'm just hoping that he plays well as he hits the ball to third. And that will be a double play. As it's one ball game, and we don't like that because we had our top pitching prospect side to Colson. I like what he can give. He's a lefty bat. He's taller at 6'4". He's got lower speed though, with only 58. So he could project more as a third, as get right under that one, but it could drop in, and it. Colson gets his first hit. And now we possibly look to swipe a bag. Gives a shrug. A hit is a hit. That looks just like me senior year. If you know, you know. Pop-ups work as long as they drop. As the move here, use that lanky body, and we are Wow, I thought we were there. I thought we got a good jump, so I don't know about that. Bottom of the 8th, 8-1 Tennessee. .96-mile-an-hour fastball for Jack Patterson as it comes out of the bullpen. And that is hard hit, but only a pop-up out to center field as we slightly get under it. Makes the play, and there is one away. It's another defensive play, finally, as we've only got a couple really this game. One, maybe? 2-2. And the play is out to Colson, and we'll see the throw to first base. Very nice, as he shows off the arm. And that will do it. Block game. Yep. As we check the box score, Colson 1 hit. Edgar Cuero 1 hit. We got Wilfred Veras duplicates. So let me just change that name now. One of those Wilfreds will become an Albert or something. See, 2 of the same name. That's just not what happens. Let's go with Brad Woodson. Brad Woodson is this guy now. But that's an okay game to start with Colson. We'll jump on in another one. We'll advance one more day, and we'll jump into another player lock game here at the AA level with this time Jacob Gonzalez, 15th overall pick by the White. Much better bat tool at this moment than Colson Montgomery. Of speed, so he's definitely not a shortstop. I converted him over to a third base. Look to hit with him for the first time and get his first professional hit. But we have a couple infield guys to like, and Edgar Cuero. Other than that, we are very, very in the dark. Whereas some other guys who might be on the last year of their deal about to go into free agency have inflated values. Okay. So, here we go. Our first stab out with Jacob Gonzalez, as he has a lower stance without his hands high. Nice swing. Regardless of the result, I like his approach, his stance, and everything. So he swings over that 0-1 count, and then he jams me. It will not drop in. Shoestring catch. And now Jacob Gonzalez up again, top of the third. Do just that as he laces one down the line. He will get to second, and it will be second and third now with one runner on. With one out, sorry. As Jacob Gonzalez, first professional hit. Congratulations. But, you know, the Pirate series that I had, it was fun, it was great, but I didn't feel like it really made sense to just start in 2027 streaming in the playoffs. So I wanted to just start a series fresh, be able to build storylines, watch people go through our system. As Jacob Gonzalez laces one to second, a throw over to first is in time, and it's really enjoyable. It'll be enjoyable for me as well to be able to look back on this, watch people progress, see what everybody did well and what they haven't. As I've instead of just jump in the air. But hey, valiant effort no matter what, as that was not one of my finer moments in the field. As Gonzalez steps in, top of the 8th, just looking to get going. It's under one hit, well opposite. Warning track power as the Smokies win back-to-back games against Birmingham, with Colson Montgomery getting another hit, getting a walk and striking out. Edgar Cuero, another hit, batting .250 on the year through 2. And then the start by Sean Burke did alright. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. But not great, as we are just looks like. But we're gonna sim a week or so. We're gonna sim to the next scouting opportunity, which is tomorrow. So we'll be able to take a look at the people I looked at before. But we have Oliver Vizcaino, as his bat looks to play a lot of value. He has the possibility to really mash righties, which would be helpful. And as a first baseman, hopefully he can develop that fielding a little bit more, but it's not too much. Now, let's see, we have Marcos Santos. He is looking like a stud, and somebody who will call a couple positions. If I feel like some positions are better than others, as I look through a couple guys, but we have no restriction on who are looking at. It doesn't matter the position, doesn't matter at all. We're just looking. This guy went up 10 slots this week, so I'm gonna go with him. We're gonna do one more week on Vizcaino to see if he is possibly worth nabbing with our second round pick or something. And then I'm gonna do 3 or 4 weeks on the East. And yeah, we're gonna see if we can find some diamonds in the rough as we go through this. Apparently Alabama does not count as the East. That is very interesting. We see some of these guys, after only 1 week, have gone up to 31% scouted. So that's giving them, as I noticed with pitchers, as we start going through, will fall on the boards. But I'm seeing a lot more guys in the... Well, as usual, there's a lot of Dominican pitchers. So right now, I'm going to set this to internet. I'm going to see how many pitchers there are. And we're going to continue on with simming as we get our first 3 wins of the year. Alexander, both times getting the loss. Very interesting. And against Pittsburgh, Johan Oviedo gets the win against Lance Lynn. I'm actually going to do that Lance Lynn trade. Let me pull it up real quick. So it was Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly. And then from the Dodgers gave up outfielder Trace Thompson, and Jordan Eliezer, who I am not sure is in the game. I will, as we look real quick for Jordan Eliezer, I don't think he is in the game, and that is okay. It looks like the trade will go through. Let's just have another outfield bat. We wish it was someone like Andy Pages, which we might end up doing later on. This trade straight up. And there goes Lance Lynn. But now we have, well, looks like and who else? Get some innings for us. We'll also go to AAA. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5-man in AAA. And this guy can go down to Class A. And there's our depth. I'll bring Davis Martin into the starting rotation. Tukey, even with the 59 overall, with a .59, with a .82 ERA. Of weeks, maybe closer to the draft, we'll look to trade Liam Hendricks. We will keep Garrett Crochet around, hopefully develop him a little bit. And Dylan Cease is somebody we will also look to move eventually. So we will skip this week. Jackson Frazier, I'll let the CPU deal with that. And we went 15-2. Wow. And Edgar Cuero is going to the injured list. That's very disappointing. I will bring somebody up to AA. And that's very disappointing. That's all I can say. I wanted to see him get at bats, show what he could do. But 19 at bats, he hit 211. It is what it is. Jacob Gonzalez. Colson Montgomery has a home run to average, so he's trying. That's what matters. And then we got Noah Schultz struggling, 7.27. Mania, Jose Rodriguez in 3 hits and 8 at bats. And then we have Peyton Pallett, who is the 12th ranked prospect in real life, having a good season so far out of the bullpen. In AAA, we have Brian Ramos doing all 9 hits and 24 at bats. Jake Eder throwing good throw so far. Nastrini not so well. Jonathan Cannon has been good in his 10 innings, and Sosa with a 3.14 average and 51 at-bats. So we have some pieces that are not young, but will have a chance to be impactful at some point. Kenyon Middleton still with us and not with the Yankees. I did not end up doing that trade, but at 6 and 9 now, we can check our scouting. And we have 30 more prospects scouted. And Omar Vizcaino's at 95%, so we'll be done scouting him at this point. We see that his bat could really play. We love to see that, as Ken Shibuya has moved into the top prospect slot. Good for him. So we're going to be looking for a few other guys. We might look at Roscoe Tomlinson here. Contact bat, good vision, good discipline, great possible speed. Not the greatest fielding, but that's okay. Then we have Rocco Pera. But we're going to do Roscoe at first. Looking at Francisco. It looks like he could hit a bit. With these guys farther down the board, I'm going to only do 1 week of them and then come back. Because with our 15th pick, we can't screw that up. We don't have the opportunity to screw that up whatsoever. As we see Lionel McMillan, a good power bat, possible good fielder with good speed. As we look through other options here. Ramon Ornelas, a lefty, a senior in college, went up boards. So he's a possibility. But let's check out Rocco Para as well, as we'll continue to scout international starters. With there being 30 of them, that gives a good chance. So we're going to do that for a couple of weeks. I'm going to get through the end of this month. We are going to, and then jump into a possible player lock game or two. Because I'm not really going to be playing a full game in this episode, I think. As we are 9 and 12 now, winning a little bit more than I would want. As we see, the entire rotation is doing absolutely atrocious, besides Dylan Cease. Tukey and Davis Martin are doing well in the long relief roles. Reynaldo Lopez a 1.35 and a Kendall Graven with a 0. So our bullpen is doing absolutely amazing. Our starting rotation, besides one guy, is doing absolutely horrible. Tim Anderson's batting .338. My goodness. Benintendi with .282. So it looks like our guys are just hitting. And I didn't even change our coaches. We have bad coaches. Besides our farm director. Good. I want to keep him around. But after this, I'll keep these guys around until the end of this year because we're trying to lose. But oh my goodness. And Roscoe Tomlinson is a bust. He, at least when it comes to being a superstar. As it only took 1 week too to scout that and find that out, luckily. So sometimes it gives you a whole 100% in one. Sometimes it doesn't. As we might look to scout Zach Santos, but nothing is great out of him. Nothing is showing that it's special. So let's take a look position-wise. We Lionel there. Wayne Larson, who's come up on some boards. Looks like he can do a lot of possible things well. We'll move him up. Rocco Para moved up by 2 on the draft board, but again, 5.6 million. That might just be too much, so we're going to look another direction for him. For our first rounder. Some of these guys are just very baity. Like, there's no chance they'll come in that high of an overall, with especially being that late. So let's keep looking, maybe find like Francisco Davila. He's somebody that could come in and just make an impact. So maybe I'll spend a week trying to discover some prospects as well. Well, this is a four-year junior. Well, very, very nothing to like. Nothing to like. As J.R. Sable, possible good bat-to-ball guy, switch hitter. Or do I just... Let's see. Looks like I would do it with Wayne. And then we would scout Wayne Larson. Scout Wayne Larson with him. And then we can try and discover maybe an outfield prospect in the international. Sometimes we find people, sometimes we don't. Tyler Glasnow versus Kopech. And we will sim this week. And have a decent little winning streak, it looks like. As we are now 13 and 15 on the year. And we found 2 outfield prospects. Let's see how they come out. And they're okay. None of them look to be somebody we want to scout, really. So that's disappointing. Wayne Larson, of course, doing the disappointing things. And now we'll try to scout a couple guys. Let's see, shortstops. I just don't trust that these guys ever actually have high potential. But let's look, see if we can find a high contact guy. See, would love somebody, would love a switch hitter, but let's see, Manuel Murillo, a switch hitter out of Pennsylvania, does not look like he could really develop into much. Oh, contact versus righties looks high, speed looks okay. So Ramon Ornelas is a possibility. And now, let's see what infielders we can find. But Marco Santos looks to be a possibility with our 15th pick if he's available. But there is not a lot of possibility on that. But let's see, there's a few top 100 second basemen. Not many first basemen. There's only one catcher. Catcher looks to be decent, though. Might scout him in a bit. So there's a top 100 first or shortstops. Where do we have? Texas, Illinois, Texas, North Carolina, California. Okay, so that's a possibility of scouting in bulk. Massachusetts, Eloy Villafuerte. That's a cool name. Okay, we have a bunch of center fielders. And a few right fielders. So, just trying to find contact bats in this draft class could be tough. But looks like I can switch to a different region when it comes to starting pitchers. As we see Thomas Vega, 85 to 95. That's a four-seam changeup curveball slider mix. Very interesting. And he has low arm strength and accuracy, so all his benefits will be in that. But we will actually do one more week on the international class, it looks like, as a lot of them are 50%. Let's let's see. Yeah, a lot of them are 50%. And then we will jump into another region. But let's find maybe we look at this catcher. We have Cuero, but we can always upgrade. And it looks like he has a very nice bat that could play pretty well. Or do we go first base? Maybe Francisco Diaz. 6'5", righty, nice bat. Kind of like Francisco. And I'm actually gonna put this in the east now. Bring that up, and let me look through the starting pitchers. Where do we feel like the most are? California, Alabama, California, New York, Missouri, Ohio. So I do feel like there's a good amount in the Central. Yeah, I feel like there is a good amount in the Central, actually. So we'll put that at the Central for now. But as we are now in May, 2 months out, 13 and 15, and we start getting a direction for where teams are. We have the Twins at 19 and 9. That is very good for them to start the season. The Rays at 18 and 10. The Orioles are fighting, same with the Red Sox. Giants first wild card, 18 and 9. The Padres 21 and 7. Dodgers 17 and 11. 17 and 11. Even for the Rockies, great for them so far. Not much to say about the NL Central right now. Not much to say about the NL East. A 3-team battle with the Marlins and the Nationals there. But just looking at that now, I'm starting to get a feel of where I can possibly move some people. I don't think Tim Anderson would get moved this year. But we'll see as we think about that. But Eloy Jimenez is somebody I would be looking to move now. Let's see. I know him and Lubov are locked up in their team-friendly deals, but we're trying to lose. And I know the pitchers are doing the most of that work right now of helping us win. But we are going to trade one outfielder at a time. First one is going to be Luis Robert. And we're going to... Oh no, I'm sorry. It's going to be Eloy Jimenez. And as we look at some of the MLB The Show suggested deals, these are never too great, but they sometimes give me a feel of what teams could be interested in. But as we look through, I was looking at the Giants at potentially bringing in an Eloy Jimenez, but they also have a good amount of outfield depth with 5 outfielders. I was also looking at potentially the Padres. With a team-friendly deal, he would be able to fill a spot nicely for them. But I just wasn't sure what I would be able to get in return. Because for a solid play like Eloy, I feel like we should get a decent return back. And they don't really have a lot besides Jackson Merrill and Ethan Salas. And then I was also looking at the Rays. So he could be their DH. And I could bring back Luke Raley. But the value doesn't really work, because I would want to bring back a Curtis Mead for someone like this. So, and I know Junior Caminario is too much, but Curtis Mead has a great bat-to-ball skill set. I had him in my Pirates one. I'd like to see him, you know, get more time. He was overshadowed sometimes by Amaury Perez, but I feel like this is something that could work as the baseline. Maybe we just chuck in a filler. Let me go through to see if anything will work. And we could do something like that. I could throw in a couple relievers, I'm gonna guess. I could do this for a deal. And that brings us two players I feel like can help today, but also the Rays are very happy with bringing in Eloy at such a team-friendly contract, especially as a team that doesn't like to spend money. It works very well. As we bring in Curtis Mead, and he is gonna just go into our lineup. I'm gonna hopefully find Curtis, because we know Curtis Granderson, we know it's in the game, there's that. And now we go to the M's, find something that's close, if not exact. Let's see, MEA. There's Meadows, there's Means. We'll do Meeks. Curtis Meeks will be the audio, but I'm going to move him to second base. Let's see, shortstop, third base. And Curtis Mead is going to be getting time for us at second base. And that means we can also send somebody down. So who will that be? Wow, we have 19 right fielders apparently in the MLB right now. What is it? Benintendi hits well against both sides. I feel like Oscar Colas can go down. And we can also... Let's see, who should I move to left field? Might move Luke Raley. Wow, 83 speed. He might be able to play center field for us and have Luba be our DH. Potentially. As I just look through the options. I'll put Luke Raley out in left. It's not really going to make a difference. And we'll send somebody from AAA down. Nate Nadeau. He's doing well, even though I'll send him down. But let's get into a player lock game here. As we check our lineup. 288, perfect. And it's Jordan Wicks and Noah Schultz. Once again, I need to relieve somebody of their 40-man duties. That will be Nicholas Padilla. I will remove him from my 40-man. He should be able to pass through waivers. And the lineup has changed a little bit as the season has gone. Jacob Gonzalez with 1 home run and 17 RBIs with a .343 average. He's been killing it so far. Colson Montgomery has a 200 average. Not so killing it. As we will use Jacob Gonzalez here in the third player lock game of the episode. I think we're going to do this one and one more player lock game, and that will be it for the episode. So kind of a shorter one, a little less gameplay, a little bit more talking about the future and everything that comes with it, which I am very excited about, because that's a lot of what this series is, making plans for the future, because there's not a lot that we can do in the present. But here we go. As we go into the game, Jacob Gonzalez will be hitting for us. as Noah Schultz takes the mound. 4 starts, 4.35 ERA, 20 innings, so averaging about 5 innings a start, 179 whip. Those walks need to go down, averaging over 4.5 per 9. Not great. But here's Jacob Gonzalez. He has a 343 average, and that is second on the team. Wes Keth is first with a 364 and half the at-bats. But here we are. Tennessee scores 2 runs against Schultz in the top of the first. As Gonzalez takes one outside, he had his first professional home run his last game, had 3 RBIs as well. Steps in, and he will try to do something similar today. Get on base, around a little, but we should see. As he hits it well up the middle. Only 81 miles an hour off the bat, but it's enough. As he makes it up the middle, and there's a base hit for Jacob Gonzalez to start the day. And we will not be running here as he only has 45 speed, so nothing great. Can't really run with that. As Woodson pops it up, we'll be running, and that will do for the end of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit. 2 runs up for Tennessee, and it is the same score as Jacob Gonzalez hits the bat in the bottom of the third. Pickoff not successful. Man on first. 2 outs. Jacob Gonzalez looks to drive him in somehow. And that's a nice pitch. Just misses the zone as his average is up to 352. We should start to see some progression as we go through, which is exciting. It should be quick, and we might see some +5, +6, +7 as he grounds one. Good play by the pitcher on a ball that I should not have swung at. Gonzalez steps up for the 3rd time tonight, a 2-1 game now, as we scored a run in the bottom of the 4th. And I'm behind, and there's a ball sent to the bullpen. He leads the team in RBIs, too, so that's impressive. He's proving that he is the organization's top prospect right now.
And that one fouled off. Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms.
And that's really nice to see, especially at 21 years old. We like to see people establishing themselves early. As that is crushed! Oh, no, it is not. Why did it make that sound? I thought that was crushed. Well, shit. 2 outs, and Gonzalez with a runner on first, as it's a brighter screen now. Oh. And how the fuck? That's very disappointing. As the Smokies win again versus us. That's 3 in a row that they have won that we've jumped in. As we got 4 hit, Chico Gonzalez with 1. As we are jumping. White Sox do not have 4 valid lineups. That is okay. You can make them for us right now because we are bad. And we're going to jump into one more player lock game with, this time, Colson Montgomery. Actually, stop. Oh, fantastic. We're already seeing progression. We are already seeing progression out of Jacob Gonzalez. We are 18 games into the season, and we are already see attributes go up. This is amazing. This is exactly what we want to see. His stealing is going up. He has 1 stolen base, so we'll take that. His fielding reaction is going up. Contact versus both sides is going up. And he's averaging an RBI a game. So we're going to jump right back in with him. As he continues to do well, Colson Montgomery continues to struggle, as I might have to move him down in the lineup very soon. With a 193 average, you just might be doing yourself harm being that high.
happy to have you with us. Double-A baseball on the show, coming your way.
But
It's the
in we go. Each team with a 10-11 record, nothing spectacular. As guy throws out ceremonial first pitch, nice little pitch for him, and we will jump on in. We have Brett Kennedy on the mound for Chattanooga. And Jacob Gonzalez bats here with a runner on first for Birmingham. I like this stance, hands high, ready to swing. As he drives that one deep. And that is gone. His second home run of the year. His first user home run. I love to see that as Jacob Gonzalez continues his hot hitting. And I did not expect a possible rivalry here for the #1 prospect in the organization. But it's come out, and Jacob Gonzalez is making a play as being the guy. As he rockets one, 371, 100 off the bat. And we are up 2-1 here in the bottom of the first now. With the play coming here, playing the third base. And he hits one down the line, and we are not able to get there. But runner did not go on contact, and that will hold him at third. First and third, and they scored. It's a 3-3 game here in the third inning now. He now has as many RBIs as games played. So he's going to be making a case to get the call up to the AAA level very soon. But I want to see him play half the season or so at AAA, get 50, 60 games under his belt, and really hopefully progress against these AA pitchers. If he could solidify himself as an everyday player for us early, that would be great, as he hits another one nicely into the gap. And that's cut off, and we have a 2-for-2 day so far with Jacob Gonzalez. Love to see that. Of course, we aren't really able to steal with Gonzalez with that 45 speed. So not a lot able to be done on that note. As Woodson grounds it to third. The play is made. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the third. Luis Mieses looking to drive in Gonzalez here. As we lead off of second. Nowhere to go for us. As that is a blooper. It might fall in. It will not. 3-3, bottom of the third. Now it's 5-3 as our pitching staff in the lower levels is getting shit on so far. And that's grounded. We'll make the play, throw it to first. And that is the end of the third inning. To the fourth we go. And here's Gonzalez, third at bat, looking for his third hit. As we swing at one outside of the zone, definitely should have taken that one. And 2 home runs is tied for second on the team. That's not good. We do not have a lot of power at these lower levels. But that's the thing about MLB The Show, 23 especially. You have to develop power yourself, really. It's very rare that people are going to start with power. We'll see with these draft classes especially. As Gonzalez watches a high fastball. 3-1 count. Has not gotten a strike so far. As he's late on one that's right there. Got my PCI right to it, just late by a little bit. 3-2 count now. And just a little bit early, rolls on over to second base. And Gonzalez gets retired for the first time tonight. And here we are again. Top 7, 1-run game. Man on first for Jacob Gonzalez. Watches that outside. Ball 1 at 94. Joe Boyle, fastball, slider, circle change in the arsenal. And we swing right over that circle change as I power swung the shit out of that one. But here we are. Bottom 7, 1-run game. As he hits it hard, gets knocked down. Gonna be a close play at first. He's gonna be safe as we have the tying and go-ahead runs on base. And nothing was able to get done. As I'm gonna change that now, because especially in this, we like to see the open base. Let's see, we like. There we go, base running opportunities, all of them. And bottom 7, 0-1, and that's grounded. And he makes a nice little play, throws it on over to first base, and that'll get the second out. Nick Quintana, now 3-2. We got a bottom 7, 2 outs. Hits it hard. Jacob Gonzalez makes the play, throws it on over, and retires the side. And here we are in the top of the 9th, 2 outs, last chance here. As 92-mile-an-hour sinker goes below the bat, fouled off. 3 for 4 on the day already, looking to stay hot. And he does just that, lines it up the middle. That'll be a base hit, and that's his 4th hit of the day.
They kept him in the yard that time, but all he's doing now is passing the baton. And
3 singles on the day, full count here, bases. And here we go, and that is a strikeout, and the ball game is over. And Gonzalez, 4 for 5 day with 2 RBIs and a run, as he does all he can. But that was a great little game to end off the gameplay side of this episode. As at the MLB level, we go against the Red Hot Twins at 20-9, and then the Reds. As I am going, oh no, that is unfortunate. As Andrew Vaughn suffers a torn finger ligament and will go on the DL for 60 days minimum. And we do not clutch it out. We clutch that 9th inning there. And Luke Raley with 2 home runs on the day. And he does not make it a 3rd. But we have an okay week. We're at a 16-18 record. And I think it's time to make a couple of moves when we get back from next episode. But as we look over our roster here, as Tim Anderson has done a good job hitting. Jake Berger showing the power. Chase Thompson, doing what he does. Luke Raley hitting .301. Very impressive. Jose Iglesias filling in where he can. Our pitchers that are starters are just not doing well. Gavin Sheets is going to see more time open up. I'm actually going to move Gavin Sheets to first base. Well, secondary position first base. And he is going to... Let's see, as he should already. Let me just make sure. Jose Iglesias, Let's just change that. Put Gavin Sheets. And then we can have somebody else in the outfield. Curtis Mead, I will send it down. So, this is all stuff I will do off camera. But until next episode, peace out. Like, comment, subscribe, give me feedback, let me know what you want, let me know what you're looking forward to. As always, Rig Gaming, we gone!